What they showed us last night is not only, they have maintained their share, Gen AI is actually helping engagement with their search. And not just search, on maps, on YouTube. And on top of that, I think what really should excite investors is they have got the cloud business where you see accelerating growth along with YouTube. So now it's a $100 billion ARR business going at 25%
Wow.
without any impact to the cost. Remember, everyone thought, oh, the search queries are going to cost more because you have to use this Gen AI infrastructure. No, there was a 500 basis point margin expansion in search. So clearly they have executed very well, and it's not a one quarter thing. I think this is going to continue.
So Mandeep, the cloud operation for Google, first quarter profit of $900 million. That was ahead of estimate projections of $672 million. So can you talk a little bit more about what's fueling that beat in the cloud side for Google?
I mean, in the case of cloud, there is one traditional cloud revenue, and then there is the Gen AI linked cloud revenue. Mm-hmm. And what Google has done well is, one, they are getting the NVIDIA GPUs, and that's where, the 60% increase in CapEx is coming in, and the market didn't mind that CapEx increase in contrast to Meta, where the stock fell. So clearly, they're deploying those GPUs on the cloud, and it's contributing in terms of additional revenue, which is where the beat comes from in terms of why that growth rate accelerated.
And Anurag, I'm just kind of looking at the, Microsoft, Satya Nadella, the CEO. He's been infusing Microsoft's entire product line with AI technology from partner OpenAI. How much of an advantage is partnering with OpenAI? How much advantage does that give Microsoft?
I think it's only in terms of time. So, before all the others catch up and try to do the same thing, I think it's a land grab thing at this point of, try to get as much as you can, get people hooked into these products with OpenAI. And then, but I'm fairly certain other companies, everybody from Google to Amazon will have a similar, infrastructure for other people to play with. They currently have it already. It's just that it's not getting infused in products that quickly.
What exactly are like Microsoft's AI services? What are some examples of how that company is basically deploying AI, especially for these enterprise customers?
Yeah, the first and the foremost is they run OpenAI's backend. So you use more ChatGPT, they make more money off of it. And that's the number one place where we see the growth rate. Now, we calculate that to somewhere around $1 billion a quarter at this point, run rate of all AI services added in for Microsoft. So that's a very big number, or annualized at 4 billion. The second part is a product called GitHub, where they have infused OpenAI services. So it helps people code things on a very much faster pace. Then you have Office 365 that also has copilots built in using OpenAI services. So I would say their entire suite, same thing for LinkedIn, same thing for other products. So they are using a lot of those R&D dollars from or R&D expertise from OpenAI to improve their own products.
Hey, Mandeep, I'm looking at our good friends at Google. This is an alphabet-free studio, as you know. So our good friends at Google, $80 billion of free cash flow this year, $90 billion next year. I'm a big, use of cash kind of guy. They're buying back $70 billion worth of stock, and they're going to initiate an actual dividend. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that a good use of cash? I mean, it's not like they're skipping on CapEx or anything.
They're not, and probably they're following the Apple playbook, where all the free cash flow you generate, you use it for buybacks and dividend and CapEx increases. I mean, look, Google did raise their CapEx guide by almost 60-70%. So clearly, I think that's what investors want them to do, and they can't acquire any companies. So this is probably the best use of the cash,
How do you compare that with Meta? Because earlier in the week, it seemed like the Meta investors were not very happy about increased spending on, AI initiatives.
Well, I think Meta is one of the top 3 companies when it comes to generative AI, and they are exposed in a positive way. It's just they don't have a cloud business like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google have. So all the CapEx they do is going for their own infrastructure, for their own apps, which is very important, and it's helping them actually improve their ad targeting recommendation engines, but they also have a money-losing Reality Lab segment. And investors just want to discern how much are you continuing to lose on Reality Labs versus the AI capex, which is, I think, the good capex. So that's why you saw that stock reaction.